Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Twinkie Bits Tech. Have not posted a video in a while due to work being fairly busy in the past couple of weeks. So I apologize for that. However, I have an exciting new build for you guys. I recently, or not quite recently, but a couple of weeks ago found a great deal on Craigslist for a Caselabs SMA8. SMA8. It's a tough name to say. Not to be confused with the SM8. The SMA8 comes with the kind of a built-in pedestal. This case has really been a dream case for me. Ever since I saw it the first time couple years ago, I've just fallen in love with the design, how industrial, how clean and simple it looks, and I love how sturdy it is. I love the modularity and the amount of customization you can do with this case. The reason I talk about the case first in this video is because the rest of the components, the aesthetic design is all based on the case. The case itself has a black colored metal on the outside, and the inside of the case is actually painted white. So here you see me installing a i7 6700K in a MSI Z178 Titanium edition. The reason I picked this board is because even though it is kind of a metallic silver color mostly, from afar and from pictures, most of the motherboard actually does look white, and the black accents on this board goes really well with the case. The second reason is that EKWB actually makes a monoblock for this particular motherboard, and I am a huge fan of their monoblocks. These things, aside from the slightly increased overclocking headroom from cooling your power delivery system on the motherboard, the main thing is probably still the aesthetics. I just love how the monoblocks look, and since I plan to use a black coolant, using a clear monoblock will add a little bit more of a black accent to the overall look of the motherboard. The reason I'm going with a 6700K is because this build will be mostly used for gaming. In some of my previous builds, I've used X99 chipset CPUs, and those 6 or 8 core CPUs typically are only really fully utilized in maybe video editing and some special cases of video rendering. I feel like they hardly ever get pushed to their limits, and I probably spend 60 to 80% of my time on computer gaming, and when I was gaming, most of the cores weren't really being utilized very heavily. So this time I've looked at some of the performance trade-offs for a 4-core 8-thread i7, and it seems like the 6700K is definitely a better choice if you're planning to play video games mostly, because most video games really the sweet spot is really 4 cores. And that is the reason I'm going with a Z170 chipset this time. With the monoblock, I will be able to probably get a pretty good overclock on it, and hopefully this will be fairly decent chip. I'm hoping to push maybe 4.5 to 4.8 range, depending on how stable it's going to be and what the temperatures are going to be like. Hopefully it'll be closer to 4.8, but if not, I'll be happy with a daily stable clock of around 4.5. The rest of the video will be me installing the CPU into the motherboard and adding the monoblock. Hope you enjoyed the video so far, and I will see you in the next one.